praise and worship to our power. YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostle, elder bishops, great millstone, who rule well, teach well, and sound doctrine. And strong shalom to the hopeful elect, 144,000, and the rest of the large multitude of men, women, and children. 144,000. Let the Lord have mercy on these perilous times, being the dangerous times that we currently living in. All right, your brother HAQADASH representing the U.S. branch here in Cleveland, Lord willing, to bring out a quick and edifying lesson. All right, the title that the Spirit gave me was the last stages of war is mass casualties. And this is a statement the Spirit have been having me say for some years now. All right, years. And it's not a statement that I came up with. It's just something that through the Spirit I observed over the years of research. And then that's actually the facts. I want to play a quick clip real quick, but it's something I was watching earlier. And let me see. This is crazy. Let me play it quick. Okay, it's only I don't know the timestamp. I know it's in the first 3 minutes though. So let me do it like this.
And Zelensky was trying to put words into their mouths, and he was trying to negotiate, he was trying to litigate his case in front of the entire Western media sitting in the Oval Office. Obviously, that didn't go well with the US President or the Vice President. They said that you don't hold the cards. All these months later, who really holds the cards in bringing any kind of settlement in this war as of now, among all the global players of all, apart from the obvious two?
Well, I think Russia holds most of the cards, which is what Trump has recognized as well, which is why his approach does make much sense. That is, Russia is winning the war. They have the superior logistics, also because of the proximity towards Russian borders, as opposed to sending weapons all the way from the US. They have the superior industrial production, which also NATO recognized that Russia is outproducing by far the NATO countries. It also has the most to lose, as it considers this to be an existential threat. Now, none of these things should be controversial. This was part of Obama's argument back in 2016, why we should be careful not to go up the escalation ladder because Russia can afford to take it all the way. Furthermore, you see on the soldiers, Russia now, they have a voluntary recruitment, which they can rely fully on. Their soldiers can go on leave to go on break. They have proper training, they get the proper equipment. Also, they have a supportive society who backs the government. In Ukraine now, they're pulling people off the streets, they're sending them to the front with insufficient training, they become exhausted, they don't get breaks. And so between these two players, obviously, Russia's holding the cards, but also with the United States. I mean, this is the most powerful military in the world and also very powerful economy, but it's militarily overstretched. It has deep economic problems now, as we see with this failed economic war, and also its strategic focus is WHO has also recognized. So there's not much more they can do to escalate on this. Become symbolic, and same with the Europeans. They don't really have anything. They do escalate at times. So, for example, putting Finland into NATO, but then the Russians respond with building up a military presence there. There's attempts to go after the so-called shadow fleet of Russia, but now the Russians are supporting their ships with military vessels. So this keeps being this escalation, even though the Europeans know that going up the escalation ladder, that eventually it will either lead to war or them having to step back. So no, I think as Trump says, the Russians hold all the cards. Recognizing this reality is of utmost importance if we actually want to end the war, because just on a final note, we are now entering the final stages of war, in which most wars, this means that the losing part will suffer a huge amount of casualties like they usually do at the end of a war. And so we're going to enter a truly horrible period in the months to come if we don't actually sit down and recognize the reality. And the reality is Russia's holding the cards. And I think this is
so you heard him. So
something that we keep ignoring, but it is necessary if you want to have.
Bear with me. So you heard him. Lord willing, you heard him. Okay.
But it is necessary if you want to have.
So he said that we're entering the last stages of war, and he had mentioned about the last stage. Come on, man. Talking about the last stages of war being mass casualties. Okay, that's what he just said. So, and that's the truth. The last stages of war usually has to deal with mass casualties, and mass goes into a great version of itself, you know, a large portion. Okay, and we know according to the scriptures that that's what the prophecy entails, mass casualties. Okay, mainly here in the key player in this the end of the world, at the end of the world, in this movie At the End of the World, which would be America. Okay, and it's a lot. And one thing he also said in that video was that America is stretched thin. Okay, let me see if I can find something real quick. I'm gonna show you. I want to see if they pull it up. I'm gonna go to ChatGPT. Let me see. Was the Roman military stretched too thin? Let's see what they give us. Oh shit. Bear with me. Was the Roman, come on now, was the Roman military stretched too thin? Any other time you want to autocorrect, but this time it don't. It's crazy work. Let's see what they give us. Yes, that's what it says. Yes, the Roman military was stretched too thin, especially during the latter periods of the Roman Empire. Especially during the latter periods of the Roman Empire. And this was a major factor in its eventual decline. And they give you a breakdown of 1, over expansion. Number 2, frequent conflicts. 3, reliance on mercenaries. And 4, economic strain. 5, division of the empire. Man, god damn. Yo, this is exactly what, that's why the YAHAWASHI has blessed us with the truth. 100% of the truth when it comes to breaking down these scriptures, man. We tell you often over again that the Roman Empire is living. This is the beast living. Okay? This is Rome 2.0. America is the second Roman Empire. I even did a lesson on Elon Musk's tweet about this being Rome all over again. They acknowledge it's Rome. Everybody knows this is Rome all over again. From the Colosseums to the Latin on the dollar bill to the Roman numerals, right? Roman numerals come from Rome. From the Roman numerals that's on you know, these gladiator sports and the whole nine, man. This is Rome all over again. Romance flicks. That's the dominant. That's one of the number one. Let me see. Well, I don't gotta type it in. But if I'm not mistaken, I looked it up before. I don't know if it's still the same, but I want to say that. Let me see. Number one movie genre in America. Let's see what comes up. It's gonna say romance flicks. That's one of them. Let's see. The most popular genre in the U.S. right now. Okay, so it changed. See, back then. Let me see. Back then it used to be a romance scenario. See now, and that's the script, that's the prophecy too, that the mirth is gonna go out of out of America, which that's the enjoyment, the excitement, the thrill of life in this place, man. And shit, you don't see couples together. That's it's a in 2 Timothy 3, men should be lovers of themselves. You don't have the man and the woman dynamic that dominate America no more, the family structure no more. Ain't that one of the things that Trump was pushing? So it ain't come up this time in ChatGPT. You know, when I looked it up in the past, romance flicks was one of the #1 flicks in America, and romance come from Rome. So again, this is Rome all over again. So like it just said, I'm gonna go back to the top and read that again. It says, I typed in the ChatGPT, what was the Roman military stretched too thin? It says, yes, the Roman military was stretched too thin, especially during the latter periods of the Roman Empire, man. And this was a major factor in its eventual decline. So what you're seeing is the Roman Empire on its way out again. This time, like the scriptures say, his deadly wound was healed. This time, his deadly wound is not going to be healed because it's a fatal shot. Let me get this scripture real quick. I didn't want this to be long. I just wanted to make a quick point. Let me just get this one that just came in my spirit. Jeremiah 30. And I started at 23. Behold, the whirlwind of the Most High goeth forth with fury. And that's what the Lord is coming. Talk about, let me get that real quick. And I'm going to come back and we'll close. What is it? Make war. What is this? Oh, bro, the Bible app be fucking tweaking, bro. Like, it be having ads and it be glitching. And like, bro, this place is through, bro. This place is over with, bro. You can't even go on a Bible app successfully. This is let me see, Revelations. What is it? Oh, God, Lord. And righteousness make war. Lord willing to come up. I can't remember where it's at exactly, so bear with me. It's in Revelations though. This is Revelations, okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, it's in 19. Okay, I knew it was a 9. Well, whatever, it's all good. We found it. Revelations 19 and 11. The one I want, I think, is up. Let's see. Okay, I'm coming to a red light. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Let's go to verse. Damn, man, I thought it's up some. Let's just read 11. This is Revelation 19:11. I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. A white horse. Horses represent power. White mean purity or true power and purity. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true. And in righteousness he doeth judge and make war. So the Lord, you're about to get ready to see the wrath of the Lamb, as the scriptures say. The wrath in righteousness do he judge and make war. So this war that's coming to America will be the last stages of the war that's currently going on, which will mean that we're currently in World War III. That's what that means. That's why America bombed Iran. That's why Russia is not letting up on Ukraine. That's why I think 10,000 or 20,000 North Korean troops just got deployed to Russia to help with Russia's conflict in Ukraine. What is this dude doing, bro? Like, get your stupid ass out the way, dog. Like, bro, people be doing too much. So, and this is what's coming to destroy dumb like this, man. Because America has produced dumb people. America's produced death in the earth, where people don't have a clear conscience on how to operate in life. People think they're living and don't even know how to operate in life. So the Lord is about to come he's about to, Lord willing, the video is still going. He's about to come and judge and make war in righteousness. Righteousness is immortal. Righteousness is purity. Righteousness is truth. Righteousness is the way of living. So let me go back to this Jeremiah 30, and then we're going to get them points and close out. This is Jeremiah 30 and 23 again. It says, behold the whirlwind of YAHWASHI goeth forth with fury. See? So this destruction, whirlwind is likened to a destruction. Okay? A tornado is like a whirlwind. Shit, chariots are known as whirlwinds. Because chariots do what? Chariots bring destruction as well. A chariot led us out of the first Egypt. And it brought destruction upon the Egyptians, man. Okay? So the whirlwind is likened to the judgment of the Lord in righteousness. Okay? And in fury. So the Lord is coming with his great wrath, but it's done in righteousness. Okay? In the last stages of his wrath, because right now you're seeing his wrath. You're talking about that in 2 Ezra 9. This is how you know the Lord visiting the earth from the earthquakes and the plagues and the pestilence and all these different things, right? But again, come on. But again, remember that the last has to do with mass casualties, man. Okay? Mass casualties. And casualties have to deal with the civilians. Okay? It has to deal with the civilians. Okay? And we understand through the prophecies that we're gonna close with that. But let's finish this. Jeremiah 30:23, continuing in a continual whirlwind. So the Lord is not gonna let up until what? He make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. That's what it says in Isaiah 62. Give him no rest until he establish and make Jerusalem a praise in the earth, man. Roughly paraphrasing, it shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. Who's the head? The elites. Who's the wicked? The elites, the Edomites. They're known as the wicked in the earth. Okay, and it's going to, and the fury, the righteous judgment of YAHWASHI is going to fall with pain upon the head of the elites, because they're the government. Which government? It goes a compound word. Govern means control. Means mind. Okay, and they're the ones that steer the mind of the people. Sirach 10. All right, as the king is, so is the people. So the Lord is getting ready to come down with pain upon these individuals who control the minds of the people. Okay? It says, and so, because the point I was making earlier is that last time that his deadly wound was healed. Okay, he took a fatal blow. I mean, he took a blow, and it wasn't all the way fatal. All right, because his deadly wound was healed. And now you have a rebirthing of this serpent who transforms himself into a dragon. Okay, and this is what you see today. And now the Lord is getting ready to smite the head. Now you cut the head off, you killed the whole body. Okay, that's why Israel can't die, because they thought they cut our head off, which is YAHWASHI, but YAHWASHI, he rose from the grave. YAHWASHI is our head, so therefore we live. Lord change not, therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed. It says 24, the fierce anger of YAHWASHI shall not return until he have done it, and until he have performed the intents of his heart, which is his mind, right? In the latter days ye shall consider it. So this is what the time we're living in. We're living in the latter days. We're living in the last days. Okay, we're living at the end. We're living at the last days. So therefore what? Because the last days started when YAHWASHI was on the scene, pursuant to the book of Hebrews. Okay, Hebrews 1. So it said again, so like it just said, in the latter days you should consider it. Why? Because this is the time where it's going to be a lot of casualties on the earth, because the scripture tell you in Isaiah that both he that hoping, damn, is this my turn? Oh, man, I gotta pull over. I think that was my turn. Both he that hopeth shall fall, and then they both shall fail together, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, okay, so that wasn't my turn. I remember. So again, let me read this last part. We're gonna close out. Well, I'm gonna read it again. Was the Roman military stretched too thin? Yes, the Roman military was stretched too thin, especially during the latter periods of the Roman Empire, and this was the major factor in the eventual decline. Okay, and I listed things earlier. It said frequent. It said overexpansions, frequent conflicts, reliance on mercenaries, economic strain, division of the empire, and that's everything you currently see in America. Okay, which means that it's on its way on a decline. Now America is involved in this war. Why? because America is a big player. Why the scriptures say the least of the flock should draw them out. Now the least of the flock, being the small hats, has drawn out these Babylonians. And I gotta pull over, bro. That's not the right way, I don't think. And it's pulled out the Babylonians, which is Americans, into this war. And it's gonna, and the scripture tell you in Revelation 17 that the beast shall hate the whore. The whore is America, who rideth upon the beast, which is NATO in the EU. Which NATO in the EU was an expansion of the Roman Empire. Okay, it grew to a greater version of itself. Okay, like I said earlier. And let me see. Let me get this. We're gonna close. This is all right, so this is Revelation 17 and 16, and it says, "In the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hit the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." And that's the end results of America. America is going to be burnt with fire, and it's going to eat her flesh. It's going to nothing. It said in Revelation 18, nothing is to be perceived of her but dust and the smell of smoke. I believe that's in Revelation 18, Isaiah 13, these different Isaiah 34, these different prophetic scriptures that has to deal with the end of America. Right now, it starts with that list that I showed you. And then, like I said, like the title of the lesson, the last stages of war is mass casualties, right? Civil war has to happen. That's how you know we're about to, America's on completely on its way out. Once the MOTB get it implemented, civil war, the entering the homes, and the scarcity of food, and the rations being portioned out from the military and so forth. This is how you know we're at the end of this place. Again, like the guy said in the video, the last stages of war is mass casualties, and we just read that this place is going to be desolate. Desolate means without inhabited. So that's the mass casualties that's prophesied for America's future, man. Okay, is being desolate without inhabitant. No one living here. Matter of fact, let me get that, man. Let me close with this. This is Isaiah 13. And 15. No. This is Isaiah 13 and 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens. Heavens is a rulership. The Lord is about to shake this place. And what's going to shake the whole earth? Like to and fro like a drunkard, right? Like the Lord was mad at the sea, like the scriptures say. These ICBM nukes. They're going to shoot, burn her with fire. The beast shall hate the whore. Her allies, the NATO and the EU, are going to threaten to lead the NATO. So it's far-fetched that the prophecy, obviously the prophecy is true, but it's not far-fetched that the beast shall hate the whore at some particular point in this movie, because they're going to shoot missiles on this place along with its enemies. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, not literally but figuratively, right? This rulership, in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies, Yahweh Tazabah or Tazabawah, in the day of his fierce anger. That's what we read earlier. This is the Lord's righteous judgment, and his righteous judgment. And it shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone to his own land. That's what you kind of seeing now. People mentally or physically leaving this country and returning to the state in which they once were before they came to America, or when they've been taught by their families. They're starting to deport or detach from Babylon, but a Babylonian way, mentally or physically. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through. And that's the point. The Lord is getting ready to thrust through the people here in America. And everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. What's the modern day sword? The ICBM missiles, man. They're going to be thrust through. It's time to thrust her, Lord. It's time to work a work. The Lord's going to thrust in that sickle, like it says in Revelation 14. All right, and Jeremiah, either 50 or 51. The Lord's going to thrust in that sickle. Okay? Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their posterity, their lineage, meaning their lineage is going to be cut off. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. Right? Everything that's good in America is going to be spoiled. It's going to be turned into dust and the smell of smoke. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which are the modern day Russians, which shall not regard silver. They don't care about the money. You're not going to be able to buy your way out of this. And as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. The bows of these arrows, these silos and these missiles, right? That's going to be shot off, right? With warheads within warheads, 200,000, 200 million, you know, I believe 200 million, right? Revelations 9. That's going to be shot here in America. Between the middle of America and between the middle of Russia is about 5,500 square miles, I believe. And it take only 5,000 miles for the missiles to hit, right? Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver. As for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Right? Everyone gonna get it. This is the last stages of war, because this Russian. I did a dream testimony on it. I don't know if brothers saw that. Like last year, about I had a dream that I saw a dragon floating in the sky. It was a Chinese dragon, and it was floating in the sky, and it had entered into America, man. They're both in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, right? The beauty of the Chaldees, right? This is the Chaldees excellency, right? This is the place of mass wizardry and warlockism, and it has pushed this doctrine on the whole earth. Okay. Sure, this is the glory of kingdoms, right? You heard the guy say in the video that that America is the strongest military. Okay, the military is spearheads and it dictates, right? It's the dominance on the earth. Esau always had a strong military. That's why he dominated. Shit, Syria, they had a strong military too. Esau took a lot of their ways. Shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. That links up with Revelations 18, right? There's not going to be the merchants of the earth shall weep, because they're not going to be able to deal and trade with her anymore. All right. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satires shall dance there. And wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come. Woo! Her time is near to come, baby. And her days shall not be prolonged. There you go. Beautifully, beautifully said. YAHAWASHI, bro. And that's what that's what the title is, and that's what the dude said in the video that I just played earlier. The last stages of war is mass casualties. America is not going to be able to escape. It's not going to be peace in America. Hey, when they say peace and safety, sudden destruction cometh. Hey, the chips are laid up, everything is in place, and prepare to see the greatest ending of a movie that has ever existed. Lord willing, is edifying. I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise and worship to our power, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, HAQADASH. Double honor to our apostle, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, citation to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, is edifying. Until next time, shalom. Shalom.